What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a month since my last upload. I've had a lot going on, been out of town, doing things. Just haven't been able to get a video up and running. So, some things that have been running through my mind in the last month. The big oil industry is disseminating disinformation, according to at least 3 articles I read. I'll link the last one that I read, which was this morning, down in the comments below. The problem I have with all 3 articles I read, they're an emotional argument. At the very end, an emotional argument. And the things I see that are preventing electric vehicles from really taking off and being mainstream compared to ICE vehicles that are passing me, they are price, infrastructure, and charging times. The price is still pretty high compared to an equivalent ICE vehicle. I'm driving around in a car that would probably be mid-20s if it were a regular ICE vehicle. But because it's an electric vehicle, I'm paying a premium. The other factors really being the infrastructure. The infrastructure as a whole isn't there yet for charging. And that infrastructure is growing. It'll eventually get there. And that's probably about the same time that price will be where it needs to be. The other kicker is charging times. The charging times. For me to drive 360 miles, that's going to take roughly 8 hours. I could do that drive in an ICE vehicle about 2 hours less. So it comes down to one of those, I really don't see a benefit when it comes to time. It really hurts in time. With price, it costs a lot more up front, but over the life of the car, the cost dwindles compared to an ICE vehicle. Eventually, after so many years, the costs are the same, and it's a wash at that point, but if you keep the car longer, the electric vehicle becomes worth more when it comes to cost. That's the biggest thing, is the upfront cost. People see that initial sticker price and get sticker shock. And with the infrastructure, like I said, it will get there. It's just not there yet. One of the solutions I was kind of thinking up in my head about 2 minutes ago would be, it would be amazing if manufacturer and a charging company got together and made a hot swappable battery. When I'm saying hot swappable, I don't mean that the car's still on, but what I mean is I take the car, pull it over a pad, latches come undone, the pad lowers the battery, moves it out of the way, and plugs it into a charging station inside the whole, what would be like a gas station for electric vehicles. Plugs it in, charges that battery, but it brings up a different battery and plugs it in. The entire process I would want to be between 10 and 15 minutes to give me time to go to the bathroom, grab a bite to eat, and get back on the road. That right there would be equivalent to a traditional gas stop for an ICE vehicle. And I think that it would be pretty cool if it was like a lease thing, like a service contract thing, where you pay, $10 a month and you get unlimited stops and unlimited charged batteries, type thing. I know that's not too expensive, and the logistics of it all, setting it all up, would be pretty hard. The mechanical side of it all is pretty straightforward and what I think would work, because you would have to have guide pins to ensure that the connectors were lined up and seated properly, and then everything would have to be snug enough where the battery wasn't jiggling around. But it's doable, and it's something to really think about and see. Somebody that actually has a lot more money than I do to invest in the idea, and I think it would be something pretty cool and amazing to do. I mean, if I had the money, I'd go buy another Bolt battery pack, and I would figure out the connections and the mounting process, and then I would set everything up and do all this. But I don't have the resources to do this myself. So if somebody that's following me has the resources, look into it. If you're really about saving the environment, really about getting people into electric vehicles, look into it. Because I really do believe that the biggest detractor of electric vehicles is how much they change your lifestyle. And for the average American, they're not wanting to change their lifestyle. They want to just be able to hop in a car and go. They don't want to, I gotta wait 30 minutes to an hour to be able to get enough range to keep going. It's really what it's boiling down to. I mean, it's an idea. I'm putting it out there. I don't like really complaining about something unless there is a possibility to fix it. And that's just something that I've kind of come up with in the last 2 minutes. And if you do succeed at it, I wouldn't mind a little bit of a kickback, but it's America. I don't expect one. Great ideas are stolen. But happy birthday, America. Congratulations to Tesla for hitting that 5,000 Model 3s per week, last week of the quarter. No, it's not for the shareholders, and it wasn't just for a publicity stunt. I'm going to go into that a little bit. They took workers off of the Model S and the Model X lines to be able to hit the Model 3's production target. And that actually slowed down the Model S and the Model X lines roughly about 800 vehicles. So, it was all for show, all to have good positive news, which they needed. They really did. And I do hope they succeed. And I really believe eventually they will succeed. But it was definitely one of those. It also, something else though that why I can't think about buying a Tesla. You're a beta tester. You are 100% a beta tester. The Model 3s that are coming off the line right now have 300 fewer welds than the initial Model 3s. And reading into that a little bit from a structural side, I mean, those 300 welds could have just been extra to begin with. They really could have. But I would really want to crash test rating on that car again after a change like that. Hopefully they do it. If not, then The other thing is I really hate that center screen on the Model 3. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. Everything is accessed through that. Everything. You want to open your glove box? Center screen. You want to turn on your windshield wipers? Center screen. I hate that. I do like having a center screen and having access to a bunch of different stuff, But one screen for it all, give me a solid handle to grab onto. I don't want to have to turn the car on or have the center screen boot up just so I can open my glove box. If I'm going to use my car for rideshare, which is really what the Model 3 is for, is to have it autonomously drive people around, I'll lock the glove box myself. It would be nice to have that back up in the center screen to also physically lock it in another way, and that requires a code to unlock if you are predominantly using your Model 3 for rideshare. But it's not something that I really care about. Like, if I'm buying my own vehicle, I want to be able to access it in different ways than one screen. I've had a vehicle with the center instant cluster in the center, and it took a little bit of getting used to, but it was doable. That center screen, alright, if you're riding with 10 and 2, you get into an accident, hand go right into the screen. I don't know, I hate that center screen. At least the way it's designed currently. I mean, they could revamp the interior, put the center screen in a different way, and everything would be fine. But that center screen, its location, its setup, everything having to be done through it, it's just not something I like. That's personal taste. I hope you all enjoyed this upload, and if you do take that idea and run with it, I won't be hurt if you just give me like $1,000 finder's fee for the idea. I'm sure it's already been out there, though. There are much smarter minds than mine. So, don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button, because there will be more bulk content coming along. And for the small subsection of EV owners that still like ICE vehicles, there will be Saturn Sky content with a big honkin' V8 coming along too, which is what I'm doing today, selling parts for that project. So I'll catch you all next time. Deuces.